Behind is proudly sponsored by Geisha Soap. Geisha naturally cares for your family's king, ever pure purified drinking water, Vlisco, the true original, and Vaseline. Hello there, my name is Laurentia and you are watching Who's Behind, and we're continuing our series on entrepreneurship. We have another very interesting and unique personality on our show today. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Before we meet our guest today, I would like to say thank you to our sponsors, Geisha Soap. Geisha naturally cares for your family's king, ever pure purified drinking water, Vlisco, the true original, and then Vaseline. Just try the healing power of Vaseline. So, I'm here with, a very handsome young man here. Are you young or are you old? Don't mind me.
I'm too young.
You're too young. Okay, so I'm here with Anthony. He's the owner of Beko.
Well, I'm actually representative of Beko.
You are a representative.
I'm in charge of Beko as a full brand. I take cover of the whole nation.
Yes.
I have my team on the ground. We actually one of the brands behind a bigger company that's an FMCG company, fast-moving consumer goods.
Okay.
We supply goods that range from Red Bull to Mars, and we are trying to.
Are we
acquire
having some Mars today?
Hopefully, I will get you the best of Mars, and then I'll take you to Pluto.
Oh, yeah! You see, already we are having fun. But before we continue, I'd like for you to tell our viewers like a bit of your background,
okay.
Where you went to school, where you were born, how you ended up in Ghana. Yeah.
So. Actually, my family was here for over, let's say, 30 years. We established, my father established Forwin in 1993. I was born in 1990. I was born in Brazil. We fled during the war. That's the reason why I have a Brazilian passport. So legally, I'm a Brazilian person. By blood, I'm Lebanese. Both my parents are Lebanese. But I've been here all my life, so I've not been raised other than within the culture of Ghana. So I've been raised around the society, I've been schooled here. I went to Lincoln Community School. And then eventually I went to finish my bachelor degree. I went to Lebanon for 4 years, and finalized my master's degree outside in China, in England, and then finally in Dubai. And then now I'm back.
You're back.
I've been here for a while.
You're back home.
And yes, I'm back home, exactly. I'm actually back home. I'm so happy I'm back home.
Okay. So now what happened for you to say, oh, I want to be a distributor for Beko? There are so many companies around. Why did you choose Beko?
You know, Beko is an excellent brand, number one. It has such a nice vision and value behind it. It's the new smart generation. They want to bring out the best quality, the best value. It has to be greener. They care for the environment, and it's energy efficient. And on top of that, it has over 440 million people around the world utilizing the brand. It's number one in the UK. It's number one in Europe, it's number two in Europe, sorry, and it's number one in France. It's number one in several European countries, but the accumulation of all of them, they are number two worldwide, and on top of that, they just began sponsoring Barcelona.
You're a Barca fan, I can see.
Unfortunately,
not.
It's not that I'm not. I have interests in more artistic
oh, I see.
Things,
We'll talk about that later. Now tell me, this makes you an entrepreneur. In your own words, who is an entrepreneur?
I had to learn this with a lot of patience. One of them is a patient person. Creative. A person has to be creative enough to know how to grasp opportunities and how to grasp them. And you have to be definitely very persistent. Persistence and dedication. If you do not get into that mode of life, you cannot get anywhere, because every time you fail, you won't stand back up. If you don't have scars, you won't learn from your scars. And this is one of the biggest lessons I've had from my father and from my mother, that every time you fall, do not hesitate to stand back up, because you can't run if your legs aren't strong enough. So this is what I would say an entrepreneur, a person that doesn't give up.
That's quite deep.
Yeah, it doesn't give up.
Yeah, you don't give up. But now tell me, what were some of the things you considered before setting up Biko here?
See, for myself personally,
Yes, yeah.
I didn't consider, I wanted to work outside for a bit. But then I had the
What do
opportunity.
you mean by when you say outside? Like outside of Ghana?
Outside of Ghana for
Okay,
a bit, to
okay.
come back to Ghana. Because you know, 4Win Ghana, I know this is a topic that's dear to my heart, and I was hoping if it would be anyone, my father would be the one to say this. 4Win Ghana is really big. I'm here to prove myself within this industry, throughout the competition, throughout other companies. You know, at the end of the day, you might have the opportunity, but if you don't prove yourself with the opportunity, you won't get it. You're not going to keep it. At the end of the day, it's an institution. I'm here to come. They brought me into the company. They saw that my credentials were more than perfect to fit that position. And now, little by little, I'm learning to adapt myself, to understand furthermore what Ghana really likes and what they really want. So for myself, I'm glad I'm here. My plan wasn't to be here, but faith brought me here. And I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, so are there any specific principles that an entrepreneur needs to have or to learn in order to succeed?
Trust your employees. Truth. Give benefit of the doubt. Do not judge unless you... So I do this with my employees. I wait till they do the mistake before I say something. I don't tell someone, I don't judge to disgrace someone. I judge because I see potential and I see that things could be improved. Now, sorry, could you repeat, remind me of the core of the question?
Yeah, I was saying that, are there any principles that
so you have
guide
to be
an
honest,
entrepreneur?
especially with your clients. You have to be dedicated to a win-win and transparent relationship. If that doesn't happen, you will face a lot of problems within the market. In Ghana also, it's a big issue that we will get back to that as you had discussed about what kind of problems are you going to face. And to me, I've been facing a few issues with regards to trust with the trade, with my credit terms, and it's not only my company that faces it or the Beko as a company that faces it. It's many multinational companies that have come to Ghana, even stable companies that are Ghanaian and local, they face that same problem. You need to help. People need to understand that if you sell and you're doing well with a brand, why would you want to stop this relationship because of a credit term? Just buy again, follow through with the relationship, have a win-win situation, trust each other and have transparency, and your business will flourish and I will flourish too. You're blocking that moment of having to grow when you start saying, I can't pay or I don't want to, just to fill your pockets. I can't assume that people are filling their pockets. Some of them truly have problems. But the transparency of saying, I do have this problem, will give me the chance to help.
So honesty is the number one.
Honesty is number one, because really, if you don't admit to yourself anything, you can't move forward in anything you do. That's it.
So that's the thumb rule.
That's the thumb rule to me. That's honesty.
Yeah.
Honesty and a wise decision. So, you know, there are some things that are called white lies. This is to see the bigger picture. There are two things. Be honest and look at the bigger picture. Avoid as much damage as possible. It doesn't mean to hurt someone. Never have bad intentions. But always do what is right for everyone.
We've spoken about principles. Now, let's talk about skill. Is there any skills that an entrepreneur needs to acquire?
You have to read numbers.
You have to read numbers.
You have to read numbers.
Okay.
And I keep repeating this.
Yes. When you say read numbers, what exactly do you mean by that?
You need to be able to forecast, comprehend the numbers behind it. And these numbers always have reasons behind them. So it's an art. And he tells me, it's something I've also learned. Finding a problem without having to go to the market through numbers is an art. Because that little default could mean success or failure. Just one number maybe. So you have to be very detailed, very concise, and you have to be on point regarding all those aspects.
Well, you've taken us to school, but then we'll come back and talk more about that. Now, we're going to take a break, but before I go, I'd like to say, if you would love African prints, but then have a problem with acquiring what you really like and what to do with it, the place to go to is Vlisco. Who's Behind is proudly sponsored by Geisha Soap. Geisha naturally cares for your family's king, ever pure, purified drinking water. Vlisco, the true original. And Vaseline. Thank you for sticking with us on Who's Behind, and I'd like to say another thank you once again to our sponsors. Geisha Soap. Geisha naturally cares for your family's king. You know, we have different fragrances. Go out there, pick whichever one you want. Vlisco, the true original. If you love African prints, like I always say, you know where to go, to the Accra Mall and then West Hill Mall. Ever pure, purified drinking water, and Vaseline, the healing power of Vaseline. Now, Anthony, that was a mouthful, wasn't it? So let's continue with our chat. We've spoken about skills, we've spoken about principles. Now, what are some of the challenges you encountered setting up Beko?
You know, you will always face challenges.
Yeah.
Some of the challenges, let's say, organizing the team, acquiring clients. It's something that everyone faces. Picking the right items for the society to actually adapt properly what people need and what they get. I face problems with credit terms, and I'm hoping to face problems all the time. Because if I don't face problems, I'm not going to learn from anything. And I'm hoping that my challenges will always be different. And every time I do have a challenge, I will solve it. And that is what is going to keep me going. And that is what Beko is all about.
And the hallmark of a true entrepreneur.
Exactly.
All right, so let me ask you this. Do you base your marketing strategies or any other strategies whatsoever based on what is happening in other companies? Or you just go out there and say, I'm Beko, so this is what I've planned to do and that is what I'm going to do?
You know, there's always some creativity, one touch everyone has for himself. Beko, his uniqueness. You always have to have, you know, every artist, something you do has his own touch at the end. You might learn and study, like you go to university to understand art and the stories behind it and all the different types of paintings. But at the end of the day, to make your mark, you have to be different. So my marketing principles is, first of all, you have to understand the market. And you have to comprehend that it's not always what about the competition. You can learn from the competition, but it's nice to see how you can do better than the competition. So this is what...
I think that's a very good strategy because I know some people will be headstrong and, just stay. Now, tell us a bit about your company, because obviously we're out there. Tell us a bit about what you do, some of the appliances that you have and how they fit into the market.
So as I was saying, Beko has been used by still been used by 440 million people. So it's very well recognized. We have a good reputation. We have items that range from freezers, fridges, extractors, microwaves, steam irons, all the small home appliances, ovens. So it's really a range that can fill your house, washing machines, twin tubs, and we can even expand further. But then again, you have to target the market that you are going into. So you can't have all these ranges. I would love to have all these ranges. We can go into TV, which we're hoping to get into with true dedication and the true way of marketing it. We can go into stereos, we can go into any sort of market that they can manufacture. I think they can do it, which is the strength in Beko, the supplier himself. They've really been supportive with whatever they need. Truly a smart generation.
Yeah. So what has been some of the, I mean, obviously you have competition out there. What has the market been like with regards to competition?
See, there's a lot of, this market is very price sensitive. Price is a high, you know, it's one of the main reasons for why people purchase items. But you know, if you can give them good quality for a good price, people are willing to actually put that little amount of money to get what they want and to get it at the right cost with a great service. We provide service all the 24/7. We can provide the service. We have all the spare parts here, 3-year warranties on our items. On top of that, whatever problems they need, all of us support each other as a team. If someone hears a friend has a problem, directly go to the customer service. Or they come to me if the problem needs to be solved. So we are always supporting each other. I'm open to meeting people. My team is open to meeting people. We're a new generation of working together. And I'm really hoping to push that within Beko, to push that with the team that I have.
Okay. One thing that has always been a problem starting up a business is capital. How easy was it for you?
I can't tell you this, I can't really bring up, but I can tell you how it would be reasonable, how you can actually get capital. If you were to get cap, first off, you need to be able to create a business plan. If you don't have the education behind yourself, whether Ghanaian, whether I don't care what country you're from, if you don't have the basis to create a business plan, which is the first thing an entrepreneur looks at, or a vision, or an idea behind what you want to do with numbers behind it, as I repeat myself with that, you cannot get the capital. You need to have a vision, a mission, the numbers right, which we have that experience. And acquiring the capital is based on the market that we've had for 30 years, you know?
That's for you.
Yes, luckily, and this is for me. But now for advice, which I'm saying is you need to educate yourself. You need to know how to get into the market. What are the do's and don'ts? You need experience. And on top of that, you need to find the right person to finance you with the same vision and putting his heart into the project. Because if the heart is not in the project, you will not get anywhere.
What are the 3 things you've learned that you would forever adhere to in your line of business?
Transparency. You don't sell until the sale is made. You know? Because a lot of people come and say, yeah, prospective clients, prospective this. But you know what? It's at the end of the day, when it's signed and it's done and the check goes through, that's the sale. So when you're under debt, that is not a sale to me. Until you finalized everything, that's when you know you've done a sale. Now the third thing, I said transparency, sale. Be close to your employees and trust them. You might face the don't be silly though. You know, don't be ignorant. If you see a problem, say it. And say it with the way you have to say it to that person. Adapt yourself to the person, because sometimes people take advantage of you. And I've been learning this. This is one thing I've learned. I was, let's say, you asked me a question earlier about problems. This is one problem. I'll tell you it as it is. At first, I gave people the benefit of the doubt. My silence was there. Patient, let them go, let them do their thing. I gave them their target, move on, do what you have to do. After a while, you realize you have to grab it. You have to be a bit stricter. Not because you're being mean, but because you're being wise to help them help you. That's it. Those are the 3 things that I have learned with time, and you need experience.
Yeah. You're not so...
Ooh, one more.
Tell me.
Listen.
Listen.
Always listen and learn. Never choose not to listen. Because if you don't listen and you don't learn, you won't get anywhere. You won't learn from anything. Even if you're criticized, take it. Take it nicely. Take it with a smile.
Before we go on the break, I'd like to ask you this. You are a young company, but what has been your biggest achievement so far? What makes you proud? One thing that stands out for you and makes you proud?
What is making me proud? is that all the feedback from the market, our service has been keen, and our brand has been really liked by the people that have purchased it. And even though we're still new and we're still growing and there's so much room for opportunity and so much room to grow, we are ready to give, all my heart. I'm here to really push and grow Beko. Beko to really give the people of Ghana what they really would like when it comes to the quality and the value. This is what I'm mostly proud about Beko, and its international recognition and sponsorship of Barcelona. And Smart Generation.
Smart Generation. We'll be right back after this. Who's Behind is proudly sponsored by Geisha Soap. Geisha naturally cares for your family's king, ever pure purified drinking water, Vlisco, the true original, and Vaseline. So we're on the final stretch of Who's Behind, and then, as you know, we're going to get to know him a bit more, his personal, things he does for fun and all that. What do you do for fun?
Me?
You have all these things around you have TVs, systems, and what do you do for fun?
I have a hobby of having to, first of all, I paint. I love to paint. It's something I'm really passionate about.
All right. So before we go, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Where do I see Beko in 5 years? I would like, personally, it's not, I want to see it visually happening. I want it to be everywhere in the market. I want to be able to see Beko around all areas with a good reputation. People feeling that they are supported by Beko. They give me a call, they say, or they give my team and my customer service a call, and they're always on point, always on time. I would like my brand to be recognized as maybe the second best home appliance brand within all of Ghana. Possibly, if I can get to number 1, who would say no?
Yeah.
But what I'm keen on is to have the best energy efficiency, the best items for value, and to definitely give the best service that I can give, and to always be supportive to my clients. So
that's one determined young man out there who will be there with you in 5 years, and I'd like to say a big thank you to you for coming on the show. You've made our day.
I really appreciate the opportunity you guys gave me, and Beko gave me, and Beko will always be there for you. We are the smart generation, and Beko is always supportive of whatever you need. Thank you.
And thank you to our sponsors once again, Geisha Soap. Geisha naturally cares for your family's king, ever pure purified drinking water, Vlisco, the true original. I'm looking quite, hip in this outfit today. And then to Vaseline. If you want to experience the healing power of Vaseline, just go for it. And do remember, keep that smile on your face, because you might just make someone's day. See you again, God willing, next week. Bye-bye.